What is up, guys? Steven here, and I'm going to be bringing you an OU replay today. The team I'm going to be using is the same team that I had used in my last OU video with the Trick Room, Healing Wish Celebi. It's a really cool team, and the dual fairy core is actually really powerful. And I just had this battle, so that's why I'm narrating it now, because I know exactly what my thought process was, and I really I've been doing some more fun videos recently, so I wanted to do a video that's, a bit more of a serious, thoughtful narration. So let's get right into this. Looking at the opposing team, it looks like Voltturn, and it honestly looks like really annoying Voltturn, because my team is actually particularly weak to Voltturn now that I look at it, because I don't have too many mons that can switch in on ground type attacks, those being, Thunderous and Celebi, but neither of those really appreciate a U-turn, and if they do get a U-turn off, then the momentum is lost, and U-turn kills Celebi, so that's not good at all. One of the things that I'm particularly worried about, actually two things. One, that Suicune. How am I going to kill it? I have to play around it very carefully, because while I do have a Thunderous, after Calm Mind, that's not really very useful, and in addition, I would have to predict very well, because I'm assuming one of his ground types, being his Diggersby and his Landorus, one of them is going to be Scarfed. So I would need to predict when to go for HP Ice correctly to take that out. And he also has a Rotom and a Scizor to take Thunderbolts, so his team is actually really well put together. I like it, even if it was really annoying to face. So, like I said, looking at his team, I believe one of his ground types is going to be Scarf. And thinking about it, he's most likely going to lead with one of those. Whichever one is Scarfed is the one he's going to lead with, basically is my thought process. So what I end up doing is leading with my Heatran, because it is on a balloon, so he's going to reveal which of his ground types is Scarfed, and it is Diggersby. So that's fine by me, because I get a free Magma Storm on the first turn. Fortunately, I hit this Rotom, so that's really nice. And I do have a safe switch in Celebi. The Volt switch is fairly obvious, but I don't want to risk my Heatran that early, because it is a really good check to his Scizor and to his Talonflame. Now he goes into Diggersby, and I am just going to stack my Celebi, literally just to regain momentum. At this point he goes into Rotom, and I am just going to get up my rocks. Celebi wasn't too useful, so I didn't feel bad about losing it. As he reveals Hydro Pump, and he has Specs based off that damage, but I was Sash anyway, so it didn't really matter. I take him out with the Outrage, and I thought he would defog here, but he just goes for Bullet Punch and kills me, so that's fine. Now, I go into Heatran to try to revenge him with the Magma Storm, and I hit this Suicune, so that is good, getting some residual. And at this point, the Calm Mind is fairly obvious, because I know he can't really touch me. I could have taunted him, but like I said, I didn't want any unnecessary damage on my Heatran. So I am going to go into Mawile and risk the Scald Burn. I have a 70% chance of this play working out for me, which is kind of risky, but fortunately it does work out for me. In this turn, I am going to predict him to rest, since he can't actually kill me with one attack, and go for Swords Dance, which is really good for me, because he pulls the Calm Mind here. Unfortunately for him, he only had a 30% chance of getting the Scald, and I am able to OHKO him with Play Rough, which is really nice. Now he goes into Talonflame, and I lose nothing by going for Sucker Punch. I know most likely he was going to go for Brave Bird, but I knew I could live one, and I do have a Heatran, and based off that damage, he is banded. So basically, I'm free to go into Heatran, which unfortunately I have to sack, even though it dealt with that Scizor, but I can take out this Talonflame, which is a huge threat to any team. So now he goes into Diggersby again, which, as we saw, is Scarfed. And he takes me out the return. So I'm going to go into Azumarill, which is Choice Banded, and I do threaten him with Aqua Jet, so I predict him to switch, because Diggersby is his win condition right now, because it's Scarfed and it outspeeds my Thunderous. So I know his Lando wasn't Scarfed. So I take him out with Waterfall. And now he goes into Scizor, and this is kind of a tricky situation. I'm forced to paralyze him just to try to get some para hacks on him, as he goes for Bullet Punch, and I go for T-Bolt, and does over half. So in my opinion, the better play for him, I I really don't know what he could have done there. I don't know. It just, I feel like he needed to predict that Thunderbolt and go into his Diggersby to have a chance of winning, because this Scizor really does stop the last two members of my team. So yeah, I feel like he kind of misplayed that, because he could have locked himself into return, and that would have made a lot more 50-50s with my Azumarill. But fortunately for me, he kills me with Bullet Punch. And I do just go into my Azumarill because I am at full, so I can live any one hit. So he takes me out, and basically it comes down to, does his Scarf Diggersby have Quick Attack? I'm forced to go into Mawile to sack it because I am Choice Banded Azumarill. So he reveals Return, which means he does not have Quick Attack, and I can kill him with Aqua Jet, which is amazing that he did not have Quick Attack, and that was just a really good game. It came down to the end, and there was a lot of 50-50s in there, and fortunately I was able to get most of them right, just based on the way he was playing. He was playing really aggressively, which you have to with Voltturn, so yeah. So if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.